Spring is here, which means it's time for a little spring cleaning, but I am not talking about your closet. When was the last time you cleaned up your social media? If you're like most businesses, it's probably been a while, and that's okay. But if you really want to grow and actually see results from your social media efforts, it's time to do a little tidying up. In this video, I'm breaking down exactly how to clean up your social media, step by step, what to fix, what to keep, and what to toss. And stick around till the end because I'm sharing a 10-minute social media cleanup challenge that will give you instant results. My name's Tori. I'm your go-to social media gal, and it is my goal to help businesses grow on social media without the stress, especially if you have less than 10,000 followers. Let's jump in. Step one is a high-level audit of your social media presence, because before we make any changes, we want to know what's actually working. You're going to take a look at all the platforms you post to: Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, TikTok, wherever you're posting. And I want you to really sit down with those platforms and think, which ones have been bringing in leads? Which ones get the highest engagement? Which ones do you have people actually commenting and engaging with you on that platform? And which ones lead to the most sales? What actually gives you that ROI? And then I want you to look at your platforms and see if any of these feel like dead weight, or if they just feel like work having to post to them and it doesn't feel like you're getting that ROI or that interest from your audience there. Once you've taken stock of these platforms, I want you to think about prioritizing. Now, a lot of businesses are trying to post everywhere to show that they have this great presence and they are available to everyone on every platform. Unfortunately, especially for small businesses, this just really isn't sustainable, and it may not be the best idea for you. The bottom line is I generally recommend 1 or 2 platforms at most for small businesses. Pick those that will give you the most return. It is way better to post more often to less platforms than posting once per month to platforms that just don't fit. That's not good for business. So if you have a platform or 2 that is draining your energy and not giving you the results you're hoping for, put it on pause or consider letting go of it entirely. Step 2 is to update your profiles. Now that we know what platforms we want to focus on, let's make sure they represent your business the way they should. I want you to think about your social media profiles as your digital storefront. When a potential customer or a potential follower lands on your profile, we don't want them to be confused and leave. We want them to be able to find the information they need to stick around, hit the follow button, share your content, and potentially purchase from you. Let's do a quick profile refresh. We're going to start with your bio. Does your bio clearly state who you help and what you do? If not, we need to make sure we update that so people understand your business in a very quick glance. Then I want you to go to your links. Whether you have one link or a link tree, tap through all of it. Make sure all those links are going where you want them to go. None of them are broken. And when they land on those pages, it's the information that they are looking for, right? Beyond just Instagram, we want to make sure when they're getting to the next step for that conversion phase that they are seeing the information they need to see. A quick note here that I want you to make sure the opposite is true. When you are linking to your social media sites, we want to make sure those links work. So whether it's on your website or your email signature, click around and make sure everything's going where it needs to go. In my experience, some of the most often broken links are on people's websites linking to their social media accounts. This is where we can miss potential people engaging with you on social media and getting to know you on a more personal level and building that trust. This is a quick, easy thing to do. Click around and make sure all of your links work. And then let's check your profile photos and banner images. Do these still match your brand? Are these colors correct? Does it make sense? Does it fit? Do they match across all your platforms? Or, for example, are you using a different profile picture on Facebook versus Instagram versus LinkedIn? We want to make sure all of these match so people know when they've landed on your page that they're in the right place. And if you haven't updated your banner image in a while, that can be an engaging way to keep people interested in your profile and coming back. So consider changing that out seasonally or every so often to keep things fresh and exciting and new. That whole process of updating your photo, your bio, and your links could probably take about 5 minutes, but it will have a huge impact on potential new followers coming to your profile. Step 3 in this social media spring cleaning is reviewing your content strategy. If you've been feeling like you're posting just to post and it's not really going anywhere, this is where we're going to fix that. It's time to talk about your content and whether or not it's helping you grow. Go back and look at your last 10 to 15 posts, or maybe up to 3 months worth of posts if you have the time for it. And I want you to answer a few questions. Which posts got the most engagement? Which had the most likes, comments, shares, most interest from people, right? Which content got the most reach? And on the other side, which posts flopped? Which ones didn't perform as well as you thought they would? And then also look at your posting consistency. Have you been posting consistently, or has it been a little bit all over the place? Do you need to rethink how many times per week you're posting? Once you have the answers to all of these questions, it's time to see what was working well and double down on it or create more content like it, and what didn't go so well, and try and figure out why and tweak it to make it better. You could try posting in different formats. So like if you posted a carousel post, try posting it as a reel or vice versa. Try different visual styles, different fonts, different colors to really see what's working best. This is the boring, unfortunately, not exciting way of testing content and really getting better at social media. A little pro tip here, if you're not seeing the success on your social media posts that you would like to see, is you could take a look at competitors or other businesses in your industry or adjacent industries to see what's performing best for them. Now, we don't want to copy and paste anything that they're doing or even do anything that's really too similar to what they're posting, but it can be a good indicator of the types of content that are performing best or the types of format that it does best with the potential audience, whether that's reels or carousels. And that can give you a little bit of a leg up as you're trying to perfect your content strategy. Step 4 is to clean up your old or underperforming content. Just like when you're decluttering your house, your social media probably has some junk that's ready to go. So we're going to start on your feed with some old posts. Are there old sales or posts that maybe don't fit your brand anymore that we can archive and get out of there? So when people are coming to your feed for the first time, they're not seeing that as a first impression. Then we're going to take a look at your pinned posts. On most platforms, they allow pinned posts, and also your highlights on Instagram. Do these still represent your brand in the best way possible? Are these updated? Could they be updated? Could they be refreshed? This is another big mistake I see from businesses that haven't audited their profiles in a while or done this little spring cleaning, is you'll have a pinned post, let's say on Facebook from 9 months ago, that really isn't important anymore. So making sure we're updating the pinned posts and highlights to always be fresh for new customers or new potential followers to find out more about you. An advanced step here would be to take a look at the hashtags and keywords you're using and see if those need to be updated or refreshed. Or if you haven't been using hashtags or keywords, this might be an opportunity to see if you can find some for you to use. A great way to do this is just take to Google, search your industry, scroll down and see what people also ask to find out what people are asking about your industry so you can create content around that using the words that they use in their questions. This is a fantastic way to be found on social media, really helps your search engine optimization, and will ultimately make it much easier for people looking for you to find you. Step 5, the last step to our spring cleaning today, is to catch up on platform updates. Now, I know social media is constantly changing, and it makes absolutely no sense for people who are not in the social media industry to stay up to date with every single feature update. But if you are not keeping a loose eye once in a while on platform updates or new features, you might be missing out on opportunities to grow. There are 2 ways I'd recommend doing this, and the first is just to take to Google, search the platform you're posting on, plus new features, and see if any of those new features feel like they might be a fit for you. Another option is to follow someone who does that work for you. I would love to shamelessly plug my email list here, where every other week is a link to my YouTube videos, and the off week is updates to social media platforms and how small businesses can use them. If you're interested in that email list, it is free, and I will put a link in the description below. But just know that there are other social media experts out there who would love to help you with this too. You can do a search and see what teaching style or option works best for you. If you're wanting to jump on platform updates right now, my last video I posted was about specific Instagram updates and whether or not small businesses should use them or ignore them. I'll link to that above and feel free to check that one out. But basically, something I said in that video that I want to tell you now is when there are new features, it is a way to potentially get some extra reach because you are doing the testing for the platform on these new features. They want to push the new features out, test for any bugs, see what's working. So using new features overall can be a good idea as long as it makes sense for your business. Okay. At the beginning of this video, I promised you a 10-minute social media cleanup challenge, and it is time for it. So when this video is over, I ask you to just spend 10 minutes to do these 4 things, plus a bonus thing, and see how it helps your social media grow. You're going to start with your bio. You're going to put in there who you help and what you do very clearly for your audience. Then I want you to check your links on your social media profile, making sure they work and they go to the best pages possible for your audience. I want you to archive 3 outdated posts that no longer reflect your brand, or for example on Instagram if it doesn't fit the new vertical feed layout. And then I want you to look at your last 5 posts to see what performed best and plan one content idea based off of that. Then, for a little bonus, you can come back and comment done when you're finished. And that's it. In 10 minutes, you've just optimized your social media presence and come up with some content for the future. If you're ready to take this to the next step, I highly recommend my 2025 Content Planner. It is the exact content planner that I use for myself and my clients every single day to not only come up with new content ideas, but to also stay organized and consistent. I'll link to it in the description below. And if you liked this video and want more like it, please do subscribe so my next video, Simplifying Social Media, is really easy for you to find. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck with your spring cleaning, and until next time, stay social.